Hello everyone, it's Yu. So today what I'm going to do is a bit of a what's in my binder little video for 2021. Just looking at what I have in my collection after this very weird year, but as weird and as bad as it was, I actually got a lot of good cards, which I'm kind of hyped about. So let's go through my collection and see what I have. We are going to start with the Pokemon binder, and by that I mean Pokemon like the Pokemons themselves, not trainers or energies. So, opening up, we have the Dark type. I organize my binders by type. So, a few cool cards. One of notice is this Dark YuGiOh, which I actually have all the way from my first ever deck. You can tell that it was used quite a lot. I have it for many years now. So it's very cool to still have. Moving on, there are a few cool cards. There's Yveltal EX Full Art, Malamar EX Full Art. Over here there's what I believe is a holo rare, not a reverse holo. Dark, it's not dark even, it's a dark type Nidoking, Delta species. There's a non-holo Dark Tyranitar, Shiny Charmeleon, NTGX, there's a Seal Charizard V from the Champions Path ETB. This page there's a Dark Charizard, there's a basic Charmander, Hyper Rare Cinderace, which is pretty cool. Moving on to the normal types, Shining Arceus is nice. Not much on the normal types. Electric, there are a few cool cards. There's the Hyper, the Dene. There's this Emolga, which was also for my first ever deck, so I'm pretty happy to still have it. There's a couple of Pikachu EXs, these are pretty rare. They came out in a pretty obscure collection box, so it's kind of neat to have them. I have a lot of Raichu GXs because I opened a lot of Eden Fates, with no luck unfortunately. Moving on to the next page, there are a couple of old holos, which is kind of neat, and then there's this Dark Magneton, which is first edition, and if it was in good condition it would have been pretty expensive. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's bent right here, and the back is pretty bad too. Unfortunately I got it like this, so not much I can do about it, but it's still pretty cool to have in my collection. Moving on to the fairies, there's nothing really interesting, nor in the water type. Nothing really here. Here there's a couple of cool things. There's a Shining Volcanion, there's a Basic and Basic 2 Squirtles, there's a Pop Series Holo Swampert, which is also in pretty bad condition. A lot of my older cards I got from someone who quit the game and gave me all of his old collections, so they're in pretty bad condition. Moving on to the Psychic type, there's Gardevoir VMAX in Hyper Rare, which is the only good card I pulled out of Champion's Path. Nothing really interesting here. Another couple of cool cards. There's Dragapult and Dragapult VMAX. There's a holo Shedinja. Okay, this is a pretty cool page. The Dragon types. There's a couple of Secret Rare, Hyper Rare, Ultra Necrozmas that someone traded me for a lot of staples, which is pretty cool. There's an alternate Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. Now that's a really cool card. This is my extra. I have another one in my collection binder. This one is in a little worse condition, so it's here, though I probably won't trade it anytime soon. Fighting type, nothing really interesting here. This page is pretty cool. There's a misprint Meganium. Let's see if you can see it. Let's see, maybe if I take it out of the sleeve, you can see, you can kind of see there's a line going through the entire card. It's hard to see on camera, but it's a pretty common thing with this Meganium for some reason. There's a cool reverse foiled Nidoking, and then there's this Phanpy, which I recently found 3 of in my bulk, and it's actually a misprint. As you can see here, it says Phanpy with a PH in the end, so it's worth like $40, which is kinda nice. for a random card I found in my collection. Let's move on to the seal types. Some cool cards, the Zeshian, a couple of promo Jirachis, some promo Berserker, a lot of pincers, which is for some reason the only Jax I can pull out of Hidden Fates. There's a couple of Eldegoss, Based Bulbasaur, a cool Holo Trico, which I have no idea where it comes from. I just got it in a trade. And then the last page is basically the cards I didn't have room for in my collection binder of my special cards. So there are a few really cool cards here. There's a Galarian Obstagoon that comes from, like, I think a GameStop event or something. So I'm pretty sure it's the only one in my country because we didn't have this event. And I really like Obstagoon, so that's really cool. Hydreigon from Darkness Ablaze. There's a Staff Garbodor, which I won from a tournament. There's a Frostmoth. There's this really cool Trico, which has the holo on the rest of the card, which is really neat. Yeah, Trico is my favorite starter, so I couldn't help myself from buying this card. And I actually have two of them, so maybe I can trade one. Dana and Eevee, which are just so cute. Infernape, my second favorite starter. Cynthia, because Cynthia is mommy. As far as this Cynthia, I actually got it from a regional I flew to, which is really cool. I really love Cynthia, and I really love the art on this card. And it also holds some really fun memories for me. Speaking of, on that same trip, I actually joined a league challenge in a local store, and I won first place. So I got this Acerola card for winning, as well as a full booster box of Unbroken Bonds. So yeah, that was a really fun trip. Okay, this is it for the Pokemon binder. Now we're going to move on to the Trainers binder, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now we're moving on to the Trainers binder. I'm going to be a little faster with this binder because there are a lot of just random competitive trainers here that aren't really interesting, so I'll try to keep it short. But first we have like the big things, which are all the full arts. So some pretty cool cards here. Guzma, which is just gorgeous. I love this card. This page, the waifu page. And yes, Spears is a waifu, Galadion is a waifu. And you can't convince me otherwise. My two Hyper Marnies, which I'm really happy about. There's the Full Art Rosa, which I pulled out of a booster box. Rosa is one of my biggest Pokemon waifus. Sonia is also really cute. Bridget has a nice ass. Gladion, I really like this Gladion card. I don't know why. I guess the blue and the red works really well. A couple more full arts that aren't really interesting. Here on this page there are a couple of cool cards. There's the misprinted Cyrus. If you don't know, on the first wave of Ultra Prism, they released this Cyrus, which says that you can play this card if you don't have any water or steel type Pokemon in play, but it's actually supposed to be any steel or water Pokemon in your active spot. So they fixed it later, and I kept my misprinted one because it's pretty cool. A couple more of these Cynthias. Yeah, I got 3 of them, so I kept them. There's a cool League Promo Copycat. Nothing really interesting here. Nor here. Okay, here there's some cool cards. A few Ace Packs, a few Secret Rares. Lily's Pocket Doll, which is really cute. Some more Secret Rares. And from here on out, we're going to just see a lot of random items. So I'm only going to stop if I see something interesting. Okay, here we have a few cool cards. There are my set of reverse foils, quick balls from Generation 4. So back when they announced that Quick Ball is making a return with an errata to be a really good card. This one. These shot up in price, and I managed to get them for like $1 a piece. I think now they're worth like around $10 a piece. There was a time when they were like 40, which was absolutely insane. But yeah, they they dropped down. I have some promo Ultra Balls, even staff promo ones, just in case they ever come back into standard. These are going to be really expensive, so it's good to keep them. I have an old reverse Poké Gear. There's a reverse switch from Dragon Frontiers, I think. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I have a few base set switches also, which is kind of neat. Here you have some field spells. Why I'm thinking of YuGiOh. Some stadiums. There's a secret rare unit energy. Some more cool energies. I have my set of double color energies from Hard Gold and Soul Silver. Okay, and we're almost done. There's a few holo energies, a first edition energy. That's pretty much it for the trainers and energy binder. So now we're moving on to the really juicy part, my collection binder, where all of my favorite and best cards are. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, here we are with my special collection binder, where all of my favorite cards are stored. We're going to take it a little bit slower with this one. Well, at first we are going to go a little faster, because as you'll see, there's my Vivid Voltage Master Collection, so there's a lot of cards to go over first and then move on to the juicy part. So, as we begin, as I said, my Vivid Voltage Master Collection. There's every single card in both regular and reverse foil form. As you move through it, you'll see some cool cards. There's the Celebi, amazing rare. Some other holos. Moving here, you can see Orbital, Zarude. I'm still missing the theme deck Charizard, but I have it on the way, waiting to get it right now. There's Talonflame, that's pretty cool. There are Manitan. Here we have a Pikachu V and the Pikachu V Max. This one was actually for my first Vivid Voltage box, which is pretty cool. I already have the theme, the color for Dreadnought, but of course Charizard is way more expensive, so Charizard. Here we have Ampharos, we have the amazing rare Raikou, which is just gorgeous. Can I just say it's gorgeous? Man, I love amazing rares. It's such a cool rarity. Nothing really interesting on this page. Okay, sorry. Here we have Zacian, amazing rare, another really cool one. Honestly, all of the amazing rares are really pretty. They're like the prettiest cards Pokemon has released in a very long time. Colossal V Max, another gorgeous, amazing rare, Zamazenta. Here we have Jirachi, which might be the most like beautiful, amazing rare. Honestly, I can't decide which one I like the most. It's really hard to decide. Egg-Slash VMAX, Snorlax, which is a really cool holo. Amazing rare Rayquaza, which I think looks way better in the Japanese version, because they have like a grey border instead of the yellow, and it works way better. And they were pretty much done with the Pokemon side, and we're moving on to the trainers. I'm missing the reverse for Leon, which kinda sucks. I somehow haven't pulled it from like 3.5 boxes, but I'll get it. I'm not too worried. Okay, here we're moving on to all of the full arts. Orbital, Zarude, Pikachu, which just jumped to like $75, which is absolutely insane. Like, what? When did that happen? My favorite follow from the set Alakazam, which, seriously, look at this card, it's so cool. I am still missing a few full arts, but I'll get there very fast, I believe. And then we move on to the big page for Vivid Voltage. There's all the full art trainers. I'm still missing most of them. The big one, my uh, my hyper chunky chew or Thickachew, however we want to call it. I pulled it on my second box and it was an absolutely insane day. Both me and my friend pulled it and we were yelling like crazy. I love this card, it's so cute. um, okay, then there's the hyper trainers. I actually got 3 of the more expensive ones, which is really cool. Galarian Obstagoon, which as I said before, I absolutely love. And I love the shiny even more. It's so fabulous. And yeah, that's it for Vivid Voltage. That's the master set. I'm like 90 something percent done with it. And we're moving here. We have all of the Vivid Voltage pre-release promos. Because I thought if I'm collecting all of the cards, I might as well collect these two. And then if we have a couple of Team Up Charizard promos. And then there's Yveltal EX. I have all of the forms of Yveltal EX because it's very dear to my heart. It was a deck that I played a lot and I basically fell in love with both the Pokemon and the card. I have a Japanese Yveltal Amazing Rare, which is just amazing. I got it from my friend. Then we have the Cosmic Eclipse character cards, which can we just talk about? These are way too cheap. They are gorgeous, they are secret rares, and most of them cost like $3-4. I'm telling you, give it like 10 years and these will be really expensive. Obviously I'm missing the expensive one, which is the Pikachu. I actually had it, I think I had 2 at the point, but I got rid of them before I started really collecting. So I'm kinda regretting it now, because they're like $40, which is absolutely insane considering the rest are like 4. So yeah, Pikachu and Charizard are always really, really expensive. But I will get it. I have a friend who might trade it for me. Moving on to this page, which is so much shine. There's the Charizard V from Vivid Voltage. There's the Charizard VMAX full art that I pulled out of my Darkness Ablaze box. There's the Zacian V and Zamazenta V Gold, which are really, really beautiful. I love these way more than the ones that come in this new collection box, the black ones. I like these way more. I traded for this one, which is in really, really good condition. It has perfect centering, that I believe can get a PSA 10. And then I pulled this one, but it has really bad centering, so probably not gonna grade it anytime. I have some level X cards, which I've fallen in love with lately. They are so cool. I got a Charizard, the promo one, which is still like really expensive. I got a played one for a really good price. There's the Lucario, which is gorgeous. Infernape, which is my second favorite starter. And then there's Empoleon, which is also really cool because it is another misprint. I've started kind of collecting misprints. As you can see, it says Pokebody, but it's actually supposed to be a Poke Power, which was fixed in later printings of the card. It's actually kind of rare. I'm really happy that I managed to find one. It is played, but what can you do? Sceptile and Mega Sceptile, which is my favorite starter, so of course I have them. White Kyurem EX, which became a very, very dear card to me after I built a really fun deck with it back in the day, and for some reason it was like really good, and I managed to take so many tops with it. So at some point a friend got me a full art, and I've kept it ever since. I'm very sentimental about my cards. Okay, then we move on to the next part of the collection, which is the alternate rare tag teams. As you know, recently in the end of Sun and Moon, we had all of these tag team cards, and all of them basically, I think, other than Trevenant and Dusknoir, as an alternate version, which are just really, really cool pictures, and I've fallen in love with them and decided to collect them all. I am missing a few, but I got most of them. There's the Amazing World and Magikarp, I love this one. Mack and Lone Mack is also really cute. Zorak and Greninja, which are 2 of my favorite Pokemon, so yes, thank you. Sableye and Tyranitar going all Wah! I love it. This card is just adorable with the Raichu grabbing the other Raichu's tail. all of these cards tell stories. It's so cool. If you want to know which ones are missing, this one is the Latios and Latias, which is stupidly expensive. It's like $150. Absolutely mad. Gardevoir and Sylveon, which is like $40. I can still afford it. Here I'm missing Blastoise and Piplup. Here I'm missing Pikachu and Zekrom, which I have on the way, so I will get it soon. And Togepi, Cleffa, and Igglybuff, which that collection never came here, so I basically just have to order it sometime. But let's get back to the cards that I do have. Lily with Solgaleo and Lunala, just gorgeous, and with Reshiram and Zekrom. And like I said before, I do have another Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. Some other cool ones. The Snorlax is really cute. I love the art. Mewtwo and Mew, just Mew being annoying. Garchomp and Giratina is really cool. How you can see Giratina coming out of the distortion world. The Triple Birds card, which is seriously one of the coolest cards I've seen ever. Just making it this mosaic painted glass is really cool. Darkrai and Umbreon, which, as we might know, Umbreon is my third favorite Pokemon, but Darkrai is my first favorite Pokemon. So a card that has both of them, come on, of course I'm going to collect it. But it also starts another part of my collection, which is my Darkrai collection. As of now, I have every single Darkrai card ever released in English. There are a couple more that came in Japanese, but I only collect the English ones for now. So let's move on into the Darkrai collection. Here you can see the one that actually started it all. I won this one in a blister from like a local tournament. And then I thought to myself, hey, I love Darkrai, it's my favorite Pokemon, maybe I'll try collecting them all. So that one started it all. Also going by started it all, this is the first ever Darkrai card to be released. So that's really cool. Moving on to this page, which is magnificent. There are so many pretty Darkrai cards. The Plasma Full Art one is gorgeous. This one with the Lightnings, the Team Galactic one, is really cool. There's this one doing a Shadow Ball. Then there's all of the Darkrai GX Full Arts. There's the shiny one, which, oh my god, I love it so much. There's the normal Darkrai and Umbreon. Then there's, of course, my favorite card of all time, Full Art Darkrai X from Dark Explorers, which this card was the main focus of my first ever deck. Well, technically it was this guy, which is the promo version, but that's my favorite deck. It's my first deck, and eventually I got my hands on some full arts of the card, which is actually really expensive. I have 3 at the moment, 1 in the collection and 2 in the deck. So yeah, it's just a really cool card, and I'm really sentimental about it. And that's about it. Then we move on here. There's a few more Darkrai's, and then we end on the last Darkrai, which starts another part of my collection, the Legends collection. So, Darkrai and Cresselia Legend starts here. And if you don't know what the Legend cards are, they're basically a card made of 2 cards. Some of them are 2 Pokemon, most of them are, and some of them are 1 Pokemon. And you need to have both cards in your hand to use the card. I really like them. It's like the original tag teams. The cards are absolutely gorgeous. Like, the artworks are wow. Just look at them. Darkrai and Cresselia, Deoxys and Rayquaza, Dialga and Palkia. Every combination of the legendary dogs, which is really cool. YuGiOh, which is a 1 card legend, a 1 Pokemon legend, and then what I would argue is the most beautiful card in all of Pokemon. Just look at this Ho-Ho. Look at it. It's burning. Just look at the artwork. This is art, people. This is art. It's so beautiful, so gorgeous. I love it, I love it, I love it. And then there's the one that I'm missing, which is Kyogre and Groudon, which for some reason is the most expensive one. But I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Yeah, those are my legends. Then we're moving on to the last page, which have some more cool cards, some hidden fates. There's my shiny Umbreon, which is the only good thing I pulled out of Hidden Fates. There's my full art Umbreon X, which I have from back in the day. There's an Umbreon from Aquapolis, which I actually have a hollow one on the way, so I'm really hyped about that. There's my Trance Energy Sceptile. Yeah, of course. All of the Hidden Fights ones, and then there's my Shining Gyarados, which is one of the coolest cards I have. One day some guy came to locals and he had it, and I bought it from him for like 25 bucks. This card is worth a lot more. Also, it did go up in price. It's not mint, it is played, but it's in decent condition, and even in this condition it's worth way more than I paid for, so that's really cool. Okay, that's the end of my special collection binder, and just to end it off I have one more little binder to show off, which is my YuGiOh binder. So if you don't know, I also played YuGiOh for many years. I don't play it competitively anymore. I played casually with friends, and recently I started, collecting some cards that I really liked. So just some random cards. There's this Wind Up Z-Mains, which is really cool because it was like the first big trade I made when I started playing YuGiOh. This card was like $100 and I got it for a couple of commons. Of course, a week later it got a tin reprint and became like $40, and today it's worth like less than $1, but it's still really important to me. There's Tour Bass from the Underworld, which still has the tour guide, which is my waifu. There's the three, the big three, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Dark Magician from the Legendary Collection. There's my first edition, Dark Magician and Blue Eyes in Ultimate Rare. They're both played, but it's still really cool to have. Some Dark Magician girls. There's my Dark Magician girl promo from it's a special edition, I believe. So that's a really cool ultra rare to have. You have the three gods from the Legendary Collection. All three forms of Slifer, because it is my favorite god card. The three Sacred Beasts, which I love way more than the Egyptian god cards. I don't know why. They're just so much cooler. Urea might be my favorite monster card ever. I don't know, I just really like them. Then there's some cards that I pulled from the Legendary Collection. There's the meme cards, Get the Weed Out, Sandwich if you're hungry, and Des Mosquito. And then there's the cards that I pulled out of the new Battle City box speedball thing. I pulled the Red Eyes, which is really cool. I really hoped for Blue Eyes and Dark Magician too, but I didn't get them. And that's pretty much it for the YuGiOh thing. And that's pretty much it for my collection, at least the things that are in binders. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And well, goodbye. Have a happy new year. Bye.